Good morning. All right, I'm kind of wrapping up this series. This is going to be my last video on the series of time management and how to make so much better use of your time. And if you remember near the beginning, I talked about focus and how if the problem with focus is, or the problem with time is not that we don't have enough, it's that we don't focus. And so some people get done way more than others. And I talked about my hand, and if I put my hand out in the sun, it can go out there for hours and not get burned. And yet if I take the same amount of sunlight in a magnifying glass and back it up about 18 inches from my hand, it'll burn right into my hand very, very, very quickly. And the difference, it's the same amount of light. The difference is focus. So how do you gain focus? How do you foster focus? Latest statistics show that North Americans have the attention span of less than a goldfish now. Less than about 6, 7, 8 seconds, okay? So we've trained our minds, and this is often through media, we've trained our minds, games, news, movies, whatever it is. Look at the average scene of a movie now. The average scene of a movie is lightning fast. It's a few seconds, 2, 3 seconds sometimes, often. Whereas if you look at a movie, look at like Lawrence of Arabia or like some old Spartacus, some old movie, and you see scenes are going on for like, it's like 16 hours this scene just went on for. And what that's done to our minds is it's trained us not to have focus. And today what I'd like to help you out with is how to gain focus back, how you build focus into your life. I remember moving from junior high school to high school. In junior high, I'm pretty sure my longest class period was about 45, 50 minutes. In high school, senior high school, my classes were now sometimes 90 minutes. And I remember that it was so difficult for the first couple of weeks while I was at school. It was so difficult. But you know what? My mind got used to it. And after high school, when I was taking some other courses and they were shorter, and I remember thinking they were 25, 30 minutes long, thinking, this is so short. It's so easy for me. We can train our mind either way. Here's the best way to train your mind. If you want to focus on something, what I'd suggest, focus on your breathing. Focus on a certain idea, okay? Breathing is fantastic to practice this and to practice the part of our brain that we need for it. This is what you do. You close your eyes or look gently at a space in front of your knees as you're sitting in a kind of an erect, positive posture where you're engaging your muscles, but still restful on some level. It's not strenuous. You look down or you close your eyes and you simply focus on your breathing. Focus on how your shoulders move. So think about how your chest moves, how your diaphragm moves. Focus on different parts of your body. Eventually you can get into like, what am I feeling? The feel, if you've ever thought, what is the feel of what I'm doing right now, touching or rubbing my arm? What is the feel of my arm to my fingers? How do my fingers sense this? And then how does my arm sense this? It's two different perspectives. And when we practice that, it's a very focused attention. And it's working the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain that allows us to focus for long periods of time. How do you do this? Well, here's what I'd suggest. Let's say you've got an attention span of less than a goldfish. Say it's 5 or 6 seconds. What I'd start with 10 seconds. Actually set a timer. On your watch, on your phone, whatever, hit timer, close your eyes, and just take a couple of deep breaths and try to keep your focus on your breathing, the breathing in and the breathing out. Not on anything else that's happening around you, just the breathing in and out. And the alarm goes off, and at that point, when the alarm goes off, ask yourself, was I able to focus for that entire time? If not, do it again for 10 seconds. And for the first week or two that you're practicing this, multiple times throughout the day, it's best to do it in the morning once, in the afternoon, maybe around lunch hour once, and in the evening once, okay? If you do that 3 times a day, you're going to get really good at this. It takes almost no time. 10 seconds. 10 seconds! Maybe as you start to get comfortable with 10 seconds, bump it up to 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Then bump it up to a minute. Then bump it up to 2, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Bump it up to 10 minutes. Over the course of a few months, over the course of 3 or 4 months, you can easily, if you do this consistently, move from a 5-second ability to focus. You can easily, within a few months, bump up to 30 minutes of uninterrupted focused attention. When you are able to do that, then you can utilize the Pomodoro method. Then you can use all these other techniques that I've been talking about, and you can get far more out of your day. Focus is, if not the key, it's one of the top keys to being efficient. My guess is that it's the top skill that you can learn is focus. There are other ways you can focus. Maybe breathing techniques. You're like, that sounds a little bit too like meditation and that freaks me out a little bit. That's fine. You can simply focus on a certain object. So for example, I've got a candle in my office and you could focus on the candle, focus on the flame. Just simply notice how it's moving. But as soon as you see your focus drift off, this is very important. As soon as you see your focus drift off, as soon as you notice it, you simply bring it back. Don't judge yourself. Don't worry about it. You simply bring back the attention. And at that bringing back of your attention, some people, when I'm teaching this technique, people go, oh, I'm so bad at this because my attention keeps wandering. I go, yeah, every time you bring it back, that's working that part of your brain, kind of like a muscle. It's making it stronger every single time. Every time you bring it back, it's making it stronger. And what that skill will allow you to do is focus for 30, 60, 90 minutes, 2.5 hours, 4 hours. When you need to get something done, you will be able to bring your focus back to it over and over and over again. That's the skill. That's what we need to practice. So start small. Continually increase. If you start losing focus, that's okay. Keep increasing in ways that are comfortable until you get to 20, 30 minutes. When you can focus on a flame for 20 or 30 minutes, or focus on your breathing and the way your body feels for 20 or 30 minutes, you have now mastered this skill to the point where you will be able to focus your attention on your work, and you will get far more done than other people, all right? Now, should you focus beyond that, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 6 days in a row? Well, sure, you can focus as much as you want. My guess is that 30 minutes is enough for most people, if you're extremely focused, to get way more out of your day. Now, again, I'm going to have a list, a summary. I haven't put it together yet as I'm recording these, but feel free on my website, markfrentz.com, go to the free content section. I'm going to have a kind of a summary of different strategies that I've used and the different videos and what they talk about. So feel free to go there to get a sense of what will happen. I don't remember exactly how many. I think I shot about over 20 of these videos, 22, 23, 24, something like that. So feel free to go through these. Feel free to go back to them. I mean, for me, I'm giving this away to people for free. I believe that this helps people, and that's my intention with this. So go back to it over and over again. If you tried something and it didn't work really well, circle around again. Maybe try something else for a while, circle back to it. Learn these skills, because you will have far, far, far more time, far more money than others because of focused attention. Again, I'll finish off the way I started this. Why is it that some people are building multiple billion-dollar companies, and still have time for their families? And other people in the same 24-hour period of time aren't getting anything done, throwing away their life and going, oh, I don't have enough time, and whining about it. The biggest difference is focus. And that's why I wanted to end with this as kind of a theme. Work on your focus and you will master life. You will master relationships. You will master a whole bunch of things, all right? Focused people can be sometimes a little bit annoying because they're so focused. Have you ever met somebody who's really focused on what they do? Yeah, it might be a little annoying sometimes because you want to interrupt them. But from their perspective, they're going to get far more done in life than you are. Become the person who's focused. Become the person that gets far more done in an efficient way. I hope you enjoyed this series. Ask me any questions you have about it. I'd love to discuss this a little bit more with people. It's a passion of mine because I see the difference that it makes in people's lives. Feel free to reach out to me through my website. I don't follow. I send stuff on social media, but I don't follow it myself, so it'll be difficult to reach me there. But reach out to me via email, whatever it is. I'm happy to talk to you. Remember, as always, I remind you about this consistently, but I truly believe it. You've got this. You've got what you need in you to accomplish what your goals are. You've got this.